2K Sports pregame show.
This NBA season in full swing, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. He's excited. Kenny is here. He's excited.
Yes.
We're just happy to have you here. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. For Philadelphia, facing off here against a very talented ball club, this is a great opportunity for them to put all their skill and talent on display in front of the home fans. And tonight, two top-tier centers going toe-to-toe. Obviously, the center position has become more multi-dimensional than ever. Shaq, give us your thoughts on how your position has evolved.
Well, the new defensive rules make it harder to post up. Versatility has never been more important for centers. You know, starting to play small ball, we need to get a little more versatile and show them that, hey, Akeem is not gone.
Do you think you could survive in the league in this day and age?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Wow,
yes.
what a question.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
can't believe he even asked you that.
I can't believe he answered it.
I think you come off the bench now.
Yeah, you could be a great sixth man.
Oh!
Whoa!
Okay, you could stop.
Shaq don't do bench.
Okay. Defensively, centers just have to guard, and Shaq could guard.
Yeah.
I could play guard.
Welcome to Philadelphia, everyone, as the 76ers get ready to defend home court in the Eastern Conference. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan and our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. And, of course, Blake Griffin. The team very excited about how he performed in the first game. He seemed to be clicking on all cylinders.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and, man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's given me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And, D.A., it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. And these teams both rich with young talent. They are up-and-comers.
Yeah, they get up and down. And young teams, you love watching them the first quarter through the third quarter. It's the fourth quarter where they start to make mistakes. But then you look back and you'll see these guys will mature. These are the young guys who are the future of the NBA.
Fun, isn't it, Steve, to watch them grow and develop?
It is. I mean, you look at them from a rookie, and the next thing you know, 10, 12 years from now, they're still there.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Kennard is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Johnson. And it's Griffin in at the 4. Now here's Jackson, coming off a stellar performance against Washington. Back to Griffin. 5 to shoot. Drummond a screen. Griffin with it. Now guarded by Saric. Here's Drummond. And Embiid with the block. Johnson against Simmons. The dish to Fultz. Embiid with a screen on Jackson. And the shot goes in from Fultz. Fultz has got the opening bucket of the night here for Philadelphia.
How about the confidence level with which Fultz plays? When he's close to the basket, he keeps his eyes focused on the rim at all times.
Now here's Griffin. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Washington.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
Here's Simmons following the basket by Blake Griffin. Here's Embiid, the basket good off the assist from Simmons.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Johnson outside. Over Saric. Griffin's shot is off.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
Redick dishes to Fultz. Back to Redick. Fires the three. The shot off that time. And it's Detroit the other way. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And the difference on that night is their ability to knock down triples.
What they did, they made a serious effort to generate good shots along the perimeter. Extremely accurate.
Here's Fultz, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Here's Embiid, and it's sent back by Drummond.
And you can see it in terms of protecting the rim. Drummond has the ability. He just needs to stay active on a consistent basis.
Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Griffin. Redick, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Now here's Jackson. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. He dishes it to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Detroit.
And it was a versatile offense they featured. So many teams these days rely heavily on the 3-point shot, but they kept it balanced. The triple was still a big part of what they did, but it wasn't the only thing they did.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Drummond passes to Kennard. Kicks it to Jackson. Johnson the screen. To the right side. From 20 feet out. Another miss by Griffin.
I mean, you can see it. He's way out of sync. It's been this way all quarter for him.
And here's Simmons for three. Griffin grabs the board.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Detroit, no good that time either.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yep, trying to shoot himself back into this. Regain some confidence first.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
Here's Drummond after Ben Simmons' bucket. And Drummond kicks to Griffin. They double team Griffin. Clock is at 3. Puts one up from 19. And it comes off the front of the rim. Philadelphia leading by 4.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years. And a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process.
Here's Jackson after the basket by Dario Saric. Dishes it to Griffin. They need this one. Saric grabs the board. Saric has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Philadelphia's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Fultz dishes to Simmons. Releases. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Simmons. Embiid's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Griffin. That's good. A tough shooting night. He's 2 for 8 and looking for more.
You know what? Struggling a little bit, but I do command the effort. 2 of 8 from the field. Let's see if that one gets him going.
Screen by Saric. Simmons against Johnson. 2 points. That one goes.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Well, it was the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Boston Celtics.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
Well, you have to have an aggressive mindset, and you have to try to disrupt their rhythm.
It's stolen by Fultz. Simmons passes to Redick. Inside, here's Sharch. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Pistons trail by 8. Here's Kennard. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And last season, the final season for the Pistons, Smitty, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, as much as you love the new arena, it's always sad to say goodbye to an old friend. What was it like playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Steve, when you were in the game?
You know, I loved it because I'm from Detroit, the hometown, and those guys had that place rocking. It was state of the art when they first built it. But if you look right now, is because I'm a Detroit native, they're playing inside of Detroit. The pass is a pass, but it was a great pass.
And the first one drops. And so he hits both. And you love to watch the players attack the rack. Everybody does. Smitty, who do you think are some of the best slashers right now in the NBA?
I think DeMar DeRozan, he does a great job of playing without the basketball. You see LeBron James, he has it in his hands, but when Kyrie has it, you see he slashes. Antetokounmpo, Andrew Wiggins. Those are some of the guys that are the best in the business without the basketball.
Fun to watch him, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now Johnson. After J.J. Redick's three-pointer that didn't go. Johnson goes in, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Stanley Johnson, the youngster out of Arizona, grew up in Los Angeles, where he was the high school player of the year. You know, Steve, he hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the NBA, but he certainly has room to improve, and right now the offense just isn't there for him.
You know, the question is, people are saying, is time ticking away for Stanley to prove that he's a rotation player? He's kind of predictable on offense. People pushes him to go right because he only goes right. Just hasn't developed the way the team was hoping for.
And that one falls for Johnson.
Well, a bit of a disappointing season for the Pistons last year. I thought they were ready to turn a corner with this group. End up missing the playoffs for the 7th time in 8 years.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. And both free throws good for Johnson. And for the Pistons, they know they needed to get better and make changes for this season. They did what they could do in that regard.
Kevin, you just wonder if this team is at a crossroads. They need to decide if they should miss the playoffs again. Is it time to rebuild? I look at this Piston team, the one thing they have to do is develop their young guys.
Now, here is Smith. 9-point game his last outing. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
2 shots.
With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the top rebounding teams in the NBA this season. The 76ers in second. 5th on the list, the Pistons.
And you know, anytime you get these 2 teams together, it's going to be physical. Both of them really go after it on the backboard.
2 shots.
No good on that one. The Pistons making a change here. Bullock's checked in. He hits the second from the line.
And for the Sixers, trust the process was the motto, and the process now finally bearing fruit. You see the young talent. Now it's about figuring out how all these pieces fit together.
Here's Bullock. Lure a screen on Anderson. Bullock kicks to Galloway. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Detroit. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place. And, of course, the 76ers, a game behind.
And seeing where the 76ers are, they've got to be thrilled with the way this season has started for them. They've already got some big wins under their belt and definitely a confidence booster.
And that's what they needed early on. Some performances that prove to themselves and everyone else that they have the talent to compete with any team in the league.
You were talking about the fit for these young Sixers. A bit of a logjam in recent seasons in their front court.
Yeah, I mean, they were in talent acquisition mode, just going for the best player available. And now as they see things taking shape, it's time to try and balance the roster.
He gets it in there.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now, here's McConnell. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. He kicks to Booker. Philadelphia moving the ball around. The shot's good from Bayless.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Pistons trail by 6. Smith with it. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Out to the wing. The pass to Lure. From beyond the arc. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Getting good production from the reserves on a daily basis is a key ingredient to any team's success. The mid-range game is becoming more of a lost art, but not for this guy.
Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lure the screen. Smith up top. He's covered by McConnell. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Smith takes his fair share of contested jumpers, something that hurts his percentage overall, but he has that Warriors mentality.
Now, here's McConnell, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Bayless. Back to McConnell from the arc. But they get it back. Booker dishes to Anderson. Another shot. Back to Booker. Over Lure. Bullock with the rebound.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Out to the right wing. Smith outside. He feeds it to Lure. Here's Bullock, defended by Anderson from about 19 feet. And he overshot that one, missing.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And here is Bayless. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Galloway. 6-point game. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul. It's his first trip to the line.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
The first one falls. You know, Smitty, you had a long career. What was it, 14, 15 seasons you played for the Spurs, who've led the way on resting players and certainly extending their careers.
Yeah, it is, Kevin, but it's hard for me because I look at it as from a fan standpoint. When I played and now, you know, you have that kid and his dad coming to the game, and he doesn't get a chance to see that star player. And a lot of times there's 2 or 3 guys that sit out. I understand the rest is needed because it's a long term, but I wish guys could find a way, and coaching staff and organization, maybe have rest days as far as practice, but let the guys play because kids want to see their stars play.
Right, but in the middle of your career, are you thinking, hey, I want to play long-term so this rest is good? Or are you saying, forget the rest, I want to play?
I just want to play. I mean, I think one thing is I never thought about long-term. I just wanted to play the game that was in front of me, the practice that was in front of me, the preseason game that was in front of me. You just wanted to play.
Now let's check out the stats for Lure. His last 10 games, he's averaging 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
You know what? It's part effort, part instincts. You see teams trying to keep a body or two on him, but that's easier said than done.
He's off on the first.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear, this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
He hits the second from the line. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Now, here's McConnell. Johnson the screen. Pass to Bayless. For the 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. 24 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Galloway. They get it back. Here's Reed. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Pistons shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. The first one falls. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Now, here's McConnell, covered by Smith, and Anderson slams it in.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Got it off in time, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
You know, and listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and haven't gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been, Kev. I think it's about where he's going and what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take so far in Philadelphia?
I mean, through one, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways, as you know, to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
T.J. McConnell is out there with Jared Bayless. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Amir Johnson. And it's Booker in at the power forward position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Kicks it out to Johnson. Over Reed. Got a piece of it. And they're moving it up. Count it. And the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Bullock.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Here's Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. Smitty, what do you think about the super teams being put together? People have complained that it's not right for a mid-market or smaller market team like Oklahoma City to lose a Kevin Durant and go to a team that's already great. What do you think about these teams getting even stronger? Maybe the other teams weakening because of it, and the overall strength of the league then is lopsided.
Well, I think when you look at it, when you watch teams that win championship, they always usually have a big three, some kind of way. But I think now people are looking at it, if it's, I guess, created organically, people are all right. But I think now people are saying, how can a guy just lose to these guys and join them? But I think it's still a business, and I think when a guy is a free agent, he has that choice. And you look at Kevin Durant speaking, he wanted to go where he thought was the best place for him to win a championship, where he felt comfortable. It's just that they just lost to the Golden State. That's why I think a lot of people were unhappy.
And not an indictment on Oklahoma City, but I think also, would you agree, Steve, the style of play with the Warriors really attracted Durant?
I think the style of play by the Warriors will attract me right now, and I can't get up in town and run. He likes to shoot threes. He likes to get up, and his offense is probably what he does best. And Golden State Warriors are one of those teams, they do it at a high level. It was a match made in heaven.
Now here's Jackson. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Saric has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Redick passes to Fultz. Back to Redick. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Fultz kicks to Saric. And Griffin sends it back.
I love the defensive intensity from Blake Griffin on that play.
Jackson misses. Philadelphia leading by 8. Simmons dishes to Fultz. A second chance effort and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on J.J. Redick.
The burst of Jackson makes him a hard guy to stick with and difficult not to foul him.
And there are a few players in the NBA who can match Reggie Jackson with the fearless approach he takes to the game. He'll always look to take that big shot, Steve, and goes right at bigger defenders and doesn't blink.
When you're Jackson's size, you have to have that mentality. Always looking for a way to attack a defense. Doesn't always work out, but the aggression he plays with never dies.
The last season for Reggie Jackson, he just couldn't get back to full strength. Missed a lot of time, Greg, as you know, with that injury to start the year. And even when he returned, his legs wouldn't cooperate and give him his usual burst and acceleration.
Yeah, and you could see it in Jackson's performance and really the numbers. Steep drop in production from what he had been putting up, and very dependent on his burst. So hopefully he can avoid any leg troubles moving forward.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
Here's Simmons. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Griffin passes to Jackson. Back to Griffin. It's deflected. Embiid against Drummond. Redick inside the line. Again, Philadelphia.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do to stop Redick. He'll nail those even if you're all over him.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And for Joel Embiid, some real tough times to start his NBA career. Greg sidelined, as we know, for the first 2 seasons with injuries. And just when he got going in season 3, he was dealt a knee injury.
Yeah, it has not been easy. And remember, Joel Embiid is so competitive. You know, he came to the game late, but fell for it hard. And this is what he lives for, to be out on the court helping his team compete.
Now here's Jackson. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Griffin, and the rejection by Embiid.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Here's Kennard. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Screen by Sharch. Redick inside the line. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Redick's got the lead up to 10 now for Philadelphia. Now here's Jackson. He's guarded closely. Now the feed to Griffin. Johnson outside. Passes it to Drummond. Shoots over Embiid, and it's Drummond missing. Philadelphia leading by 10. Now Fultz. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And again, it's Philadelphia.
And Fultz, such a good shooter. The D can only do so much. I mean, I like the D, the O, just better.
And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And it's 6 points for Reggie Jackson. Embiid with a screen on Jackson. Screen by Sharch. Fultz kicks to Embiid. Pass to Fultz. Sharch outside. He's off on that one. Good D by Drummond. Here's Kennard. Covered by Redick. Feeds to Jackson. Now here's Griffin. One of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
The 76ers leading by 10. Fultz with the ball. Outside, Redick for the 3. Griffin grabs the board. Griffin's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully, they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
So Johnson hits 2 of them.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect in the line so far here in the second quarter.
Now Johnson, after Ben Simmons' three-pointer that didn't go. Johnson, the pass to Kennard. Johnson, the screen. Back to Griffin. They double-team Griffin in the corner. Drummond with it. Here's Kennard. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Philadelphia leading by 8. Here's Embiid. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And there's the pass to Kennard. to the wing on the left. Drummond sets the screen for Griffin. Over Embiid. But he stays with it. No good off the front iron. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
Griffin had a chance to score that one, but he saw a teammate wide open, so he kicked it to him for a nice one.
Fultz dishes to Saric. Kicks it to Fultz. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Embiid. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's Kennard. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Washington.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Now here's Johnson. And Drummond kicks to Griffin. Drummond sets the screen for Griffin. Goes up off the pick. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
He has the ability to get hit, stay up in the air, and to finish at the rim, Blake does.
And look at hanging in the air, double pump, and then throws it down.
And you see the D, they just stepped aside, let him pick what kind of move he wanted to make. Wow. Here's Jackson. He has 6. Johnson outside. Griffin against Saric. Griffin passes to Johnson. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Johnson's got 7.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Now here's Redick. He's got 6. Saric, that's good.
This is just one of many areas where Redick has improved, reading the floor and finding his guys for good quality shots.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And Steve, mental fatigue is an issue that can play a factor when the season is in full swing. Is it more on the coach or on the player to keep the team focused on their goal?
I think the organization. I think your teammates, your coaches, whoever it is, to keep that camaraderie going. But ultimately, it comes down to the player. You have that responsibility, and the coach can coach you up, but you got to find a way to get out of those ruts.
You can see where it ultimately would come down to the player.
Yes, totally agree.
And McConnell gets it to go.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
Pistons trail by 8. And here's Smith. Now the dish to Bullock. He kicks it to Galloway. Smith on the wing. He feeds it to Lure. 6 on the shot clock. Galloway, no good. The 76ers leading by 8. Now Bayless. McConnell in the corner. Down low. Anderson outside. Johnson the screen. Bank shot, no good.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
Out to the right wing. The 3-ball. Galloway, no good.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
You know what? At some point, you have to decide. Do you keep pressing the issue, or do you focus on setting up others?
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Lure the screen. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Superb pick there that allowed his teammate to get open and get a clean look at the basket.
There's the pick. McConnell kicks to Johnson. Anderson dishes to Booker. Pass to Bayless. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Pistons.
Well, they're going to have to look elsewhere for points because he has pulled a Houdini and completely
disappeared from the offense in this one. Just no production from him, and nothing seems to be in rhythm for him right now. It's just not his night.
2 shots.
That's good from Bayless. Both free throws good from Bayless. Well, you know that a Stan Van Gundy team is going to be a disciplined team, and the Pistons were no exception last season.
Totally true. This team doesn't foul or give up the ball easily. Minimal turnovers per possession, second in the league. They close out well and they rebound well. Both sides of a team that has the fundamentals down.
Here's Bullock. Anderson with the block, and he gets it back. And it's Bullock missing.
You know, I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of sync.
Jumps up. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Bayless. Bayless has got 4 assists now tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Now here's Lure. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Pistons trail by 10, 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Reed a screen. Here's Galloway. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Washington. Shot clock at 6. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here. And he knocks down the first one. Galloway hits both of them. 8 seconds left in the first half. Over to the wing. The 3. The shot, no good. And so it's Philadelphia holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. That's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
Philadelphia finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have a solid 8-point lead. And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
You know what, Ernie? I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
Over to Kenny. What'd you think about Detroit?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. And it's the 76ers with the ball. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, we've got Johnson. Jackson is out there with Kennard. Then there's Griffin, and it's Drummond in at the 5. So it's the Pistons now after the miss from Joel Embiid. Down low with the tip. The 76ers leading by 6. Embiid with the screen on Jackson. Screen by Sharch. Outside, Redick. He dishes it to Fultz. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
The 76ers have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. No good on the free throw. You know, Stephen, I think of Stan Van Gundy, I think of versatile, because we all know he's the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, but he's in charge of all their personnel moves, too. This guy's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you start to look at it, he's wearing 2 hats. And one thing, he's doing a good job trying to run this organization from a management standpoint and also from a coach's standpoint. So far, so good for Stan.
And he's good on the second. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Jackson has the open look. A 3-pointer off the mark. The 76ers leading by 7. Embiid the screen. Redick passes to Embiid. A 3 from Simmons. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Dishes to Jackson. The feed now to Drummond. They set the pick. Out to the right wing. Griffin inside. Charges there. Griffin's shot is off.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
You've got to make J.J. Redick a ball handler. He's too lethal as a spot-up threat.
And here's Griffin after J.J. Redick hitting the 3. Griffin passes to Kennard. And that one drops. Kennard's got 6 points.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Embiid with a screen on Jackson. Screen by Sharch, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Andre Drummond. Averaging 15 points a game and almost 2.5 blocks. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
You know what? Everything is coming so easy for him right now, operating on the highest level.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 7. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Drummond a screen. Embiid against Griffin. 5 to shoot. Jackson misses. The 76ers leading by 8. Up top, Simmons. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And Embiid throws it down.
And guys, really admire how Simmons finds the open man consistently. The vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
Here's Jackson after the Sixers pick up 2. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And we can look quickly at a group of rookies having a very good run, the top scoring first-year players in the NBA for the past 10 games. And Simmons is second.
Showing flashes of just explosive scoring ability. When called upon, he can put buckets up in a hurry.
And the Pistons with possession here. It's a 10-point game. And it's Drummond with the jam.
No, they didn't put enough body on Drummond. He has too much talent for that.
And Drummond throws it down.
With the flexibility to adjust at the rim, Drummond can catch the pass almost anywhere and still throw it down.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleashed chaos moment. Now here's Redick. 9 points in the game so far. Embiid the screen. Here's Fultz. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Embiid. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Pistons trail by 9. Outside Jackson. Drummond the screen. Here's Griffin. Sharge grabs the board.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
It's stolen by Johnson. Jackson in the corner. Three-pointer. Sharge grabs the board. Sharge has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
The 76ers have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
The free throw drops for Embiid. On the last few seasons, the NBA has seen its share of teams that provide that villain role for the league. The Warriors, perhaps with Kevin Durant, LeBron when he was in Miami and now in Cleveland. Do you think having a villain in the NBA is a good thing for the league?
Well, I think the right type of villain. And when you start talking about Kevin Durant and LeBron James, those are right type of villains because they're getting criticized as a villain because of not of their actions on the floor or off the court, just the choices they made to switch teams. But both those guys, LeBron and Kevin Durant, so far has handled it perfectly, and that's why the league's in good hands.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Johnson outside. Clock at 6. Drummond the screen. Off the screen. And the rejection by Embiid. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The 76ers leading by 11. Now here's Fultz. Pass to Embiid. Redick dishes to Embiid. Simmons on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Good D by Drummond.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Griffin with it. Now guarded by Saric. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Embiid with the steal. Now here's Fultz, guarded by Jackson. Johnson against Simmons. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That's on Ben Simmons.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Johnson. And some changes here for the 76ers. Booker, he's checked in for Saric. Anderson comes in for Simmons. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Fultz. Then for the Pistons, Langston Galloway's checked in for Kennard. And it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. And he can't hit the second. Philadelphia leading by 8. Redick is in the corner. Pass to Booker. Fires it up. And there's Redick. That's good on the assist by Booker. And that's now 11 points for J.J. Redick. Detroit's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And one of those lunch pail players. You love him, Greg. Trevor Booker out of Clemson.
Just hard-nosed, gets on the glass, and although only 6'8", he gets off his feet quickly. A terrific leaper and just one of those ultra-competitive guys.
And the 76ers making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And the Pistons making a change here as well. John Lure, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. McConnell passes to Johnson. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
That one is off.
And that versatility that Johnson offers has a huge upside. He's mobile and strong enough that he can defend either front court position, and that's a great tool for any team to have.
Willie Reed, he's checked in for the Pistons. Reggie Bullock comes in for Johnson. So he comes up empty, missing both. Pistons trail by 10. Smith outside. Lure the screen. Takes a shot at the elbow, and it's Smith missing. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Anderson kicks to McConnell. Outside for Redick. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Reads the play, quick reaction, almost comes up with that steal.
McConnell with it. They set the screen. Clock at 4. Beyond the arc. And J.J. Redick good for 3. Redick's got 14 points.
3-point shooting since the half.
has been about as good as you could ask for.
Smith dishes to Reed. And stolen by Booker. Left side Anderson. Right side Redick. Feeds it to Johnson. Back to Redick over Smith. The shot by Redick, no good. Pistons trail by 13. Here's Galloway. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. He has 7.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
There's a good screen. Here's Anderson, and it's blocked. Here's Galloway. He has 7. The pass to Smith. The Pistons working the ball around now. A nice shot by Reed.
And that's a good pass by Ish Smith. When he's in there, he does a great job of steering the drink for this offense.
And here's McConnell. Kicks it to Johnson. Lets it go from deep. Rebound, Detroit. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Bullock passes to Reed. Here's Bullock. He's covered by Anderson. Back to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Lure the screen. Goes up on the high post. And it's Smith missing. The 76ers leading by 9. McConnell kicks to Booker. To the paint. Here's Johnson. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. For Detroit, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Smith kicks to Lure. Smith dishes to Lure. Back to Smith. There's a screen. And it's Bullock missing. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Redick passes to McConnell. Booker against Lure. And Booker kicks to Redick. Clock at 6. And the shot is long.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Now here's Redick. He's got 14. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The 76ers leading by 11. Stripped it away. Smith outside. There's the dish to Galloway. Here's Reed. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Reed's got it back down to within single digits for the Pistons. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Booker. A fader. That one goes in. Booker's got his second basket of the night.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Now here is Smith. Tight defense on him. Right wing, trying his luck deep. Bullock, good. Bullock's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Taking what the defense offers up, Smith with good vision there finds the open man.
McConnell kicks to Booker. Redick is in the corner. Johnson the screen. Here's McConnell. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Pistons trail by 8. Here's Bullock. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Here's Booker over Lure. No good from Booker. Here's Bullock. 7 points in the game. Smith left side. Over McConnell. Offensive rebound. Bullock. Johnson with the block. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. 76ers lead by 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van Gundy from a few moments ago.
They're not going to walk it up the floor. Even when we score, they're running. You do not have a chance to relax. Only place you can relax is here.
Stan Van Gundy getting his guys in their break, in their huddle moments ago. Only when they're in the huddle, though. Otherwise, it's go time. You can say catch your breath, but then get back out there and compete.
Well, they're getting challenged by the pace of this game. For their best results, they need to do everything just a little bit quicker.
Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Simmons is out there with Booker. Then it's Jared Bayless, and there's Fultz, and it's Johnson in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Now here's Bayless. Johnson the screen. Here's Fultz. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And you see Markelle Fultz and how he plays. Wasn't as hyped coming into college, but he changed that tune after 1 season.
And in that final year, Fultz grew a full 3 inches. I think that helped move him into the elite prospect range. At 6'5", with that 6'10" wingspan, he has the special size that you look for, and really was the lone bright spot on an otherwise underachieving college team.
And he makes the first.
And the one thing that you gotta love about Markelle Fultz is his versatility. I mean, he's got the size, the passing and scoring ability to succeed at either guard position. He's almost Westbrookish.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Embiid comes in for Amir Johnson. And Dario Saric subbed in for Trevor Booker. Both shots good from the stripe. And you ask the scouts about Fultz, he has the complete game.
You know, Kevin, he checks all the boxes. Athleticism, the size to play above the rim. And above all, I think the feel for the game is quite apparent when you watch him play.
Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Griffin. Saric outside. Embiid the screen. Bayless's shot is off.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Kennard. Now here's Simmons. Embiid sets the pick for Simmons to the inside, and Embiid throws it down.
And Simmons is just so intelligent in these screening roles. A fantastic decision maker.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Griffin dishes to Jackson. Johnson outside. Drummond a screen. Off the screen. Hits the front of the rim and out. The 76ers leading by 10. And stolen by Drummond. It's stolen by Saric. Oh, and here we go. Bayless got the fast break chance. Here's Fultz. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. Bayless has got 5 assists in the game. Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And you can put those alley-oop feeds as high as you need to when Griffin's on the receiving end. He'll pick it up off the top of the backboard if he has to.
Bayless from long range gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Not sure who was supposed to close out on him. Huge defensive breakdown.
And this has been a running theme. Guys out of position, failing to contest. Just look at the scoreboard.
Now here's Drummond. That shot missing. Good D by Embiid. Now here's Fultz. Guarded by Jackson. Floats it up for Saric. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Moving it up. Here's Drummond. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got 4 rebounds now tonight. He kicks it to Embiid. He feeds it to Fultz. Embiid the screen. Griffin with the steal. Pass to Jackson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. That'll be his second foul of the game. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Picked by Griffin. Jackson passes to Griffin. Clock at 6. The Pistons need to get off a shot here from the baseline.
And don't sleep on Simmons defensively. Very skilled there as well. He just knows where to be and how to guard whoever he's on.
Philadelphia moving the ball around. The shot's good from Bayless.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
That's what's extending this lead. The right plays, right time, and good finishing.
Now here's Griffin. Back to Jackson. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That's his first foul. Outside Jackson. 5 on the clock. Here's Kennard. Kept alive. Drummond. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You see this time and time again. Teams looking to foul Drummond. They are betting he will not make his free throws. Do you see the frame on Andre Drummond? Easy for me to see why he can shed off so many defenders inside. He's incredibly strong. Hard to stop when he gets near the rim.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And the strength of Andre Drummond, you talked about it, Steve. It's not just upper body, but lower body as well. He can open up a lot of space if he gets the ball down low.
You know, once he gets it in the paint, there's nothing you can do. His footwork off the block is coming along well. It's a process for him to refine his moves.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
He entered the league with high expectation. Drummond made a lot of mistakes early, as one would expect. Now starting to come into his own.
Now here's Fultz. Embiid the screen. Outside Simmons. And stolen by Drummond. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance over Simmons. Here's Drummond. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
See, in this half, I feel like he's a much different shooter. Calm, focused, and letting things come to him.
And it's Bayless in the corner. Here's Saric. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. And the 76ers lead by 13.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
And Drummond kicks to Jackson, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Markelle Fultz.
Aggressive on the drive. That's going to result in some free throws for Jackson.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Jackson hits both of them. 76ers leading by 11. Now Bayless. To the inside. Here's Embiid, and it's sent back by Drummond. Outside Jackson. Johnson outside. Now here's Drummond. Griffin down low, covered by Saric. The lead now cut to single digits. 14 points for Blake Griffin. For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Pulls it up. Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Simmons.
And how about the passion of Simmons? Just sticking with it on the glass.
Pistons trail by 11. Outside Jackson. Passes to Kennard. He dishes it to Drummond. Shoots over Embiid, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. For several years, you've looked at Andre Drummond, and the first word that comes to mind is potential. He is still learning, still developing, certainly, but, you know, you wonder, Steve, if he's starting to approach the type of player he's going to be in Plateau.
You know, let's be clear. He's a great player, but people might have overshot what he could have been. Needs to play with a bit more urgency, but he's still young, and he can make another leap in his play.
That free throw missing. J.J. Redick's checked in for the 76ers. Good on the second free throw.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Now here's Fultz. Redick dishes to Embiid, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Now we can say it. He's a completely different shooter this half. Much more confidence, much more success.
To the middle. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Has his man, just misses with the pass. Not sure what happened on that play.
Philadelphia leading by 12. Fultz kicks to Embiid. Shoots. No good that time. And Detroit the other way now. Here's Kennard. And stolen by Simmons. Outside, Redick. And Saric kicks to Embiid. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
Jackson passes to Griffin. It's stolen by Saric. Here's Simmons. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
Now here's Griffin. Here's Kennard. Back to Griffin. Over Saric. Detroit, no good that time either. Redick dishes to Simmons. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Saric. That misses off the backboard. Pistons trail by 16. Outside Jackson. There's the feed to Griffin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 6 assists here tonight.
I love the effort by Blake Griffin down on the block, making it look very easy.
Now here's Saric. Outside for Simmons. Drains the three-pointer. And the 76ers lead by 17.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Interesting approach coming down the stretch. Looking to rack up points in chunks.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
Their previous 2 games have been losses, so something had to change to get them going again. And he provided that spark, giving them a huge jolt of energy. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Dario Saric. Pistons trail by 17. Kennard, the pass to Drummond. They set the screen. Dishes to Jackson. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got 8 rebounds in this game. Redick up top. Pass to Fultz. Embiid inside. Working on Drummond. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Pistons trail by 18. Outside Jackson. Here's the floater. Got a piece of it.
And love how high Fultz gets on these rejections, utilizing his terrific length to spike shots back.
Kicks it out to Johnson. And he's good on the 3 ball.
Poor defense there. That's his bread and butter. You have to crowd him out on the perimeter.
Booker dishes to Fultz. There's the screen. Embiid the screen. That's good from Fultz on the assist by Simmons. 10 points for Markelle Fultz.
And we see it all the time, guys. You get the big lead, maybe check out mentally, but not tonight.
They have this game in hand, but they're still pouring it on.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Now here's Simmons. Feeds to Fultz. Booker outside. Embiid sets the pick for Booker. And the pass to Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. Over Jackson. No good from Simmons. Pistons trail by 15.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the 76ers.
Tonight, they seem committed to the 3-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Joel Embiid.
When it comes to protecting the rim, there are numerous ways to do that. The most exciting of those, just send shots back. And that's what he did tonight in volume.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Simmons inside the line. Kept alive. Second chance shot. No good from Booker.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
7 seconds left in the fourth. Fultz with the ball. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.